Narcissists by nature are aggressive. Does this mean they're also more aggressive when they're driving on the streets? Well, that's what we're talking about today at queenbeing.com. Narcissists and aggressive driving. So, let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going.
So I did a poll on my channel where I asked, in your experience, are narcissists typically more aggressive drivers? 74% of those who have answered so far said yes, absolutely. 21% said not really, and 5% said they were just going to leave a comment because it was not exactly either. Now, some of these comments, as you can see, Kaylee Marie says yes, absolutely. 160 on the freeway for hers. MH says, oh my gosh, yes, he scared me. Road rage for no reason. Pink Chiffon Love says absolutely. My ex-narcissist was an extremely aggressive driver, and he actually drives for a living, which is even more interesting. He would scream, fight, have crazy spats of rage. Anna Omar says, yes, absolutely. They use the car as a trapping situation. Miss Rissa 37 says she only knows 3. One is kind of aggressive, actually more defensive than anything, waiting for someone else to make a mistake and inconvenience him. Now, I find that interesting because I've seen that in many situations. I've seen narcissists who aren't aggressive act just like that. They want to make, people want to tell everybody how to be a good driver. Like this one here, Natanya Ryan says her narcissist ex taught drivers ed and was a good driver, but she didn't like how angry he got when anyone cut him off or did things they shouldn't. He wasted a lot of energy believing they deliberately did these things to him. And this one, Lacrosse says, the narcissist I was dealing with from day one drove like a demon straight from the gates of hell. And Angie L says, yes, always rear-ending people, once even with his youngest son in the car. Anna says, the one I'm around, it all depends on if he's having a good day or a bad day. Either usually determines how he's driving. I've seen him act crazy on both good and bad days driving. I really can't pinpoint it.
All right, so here's what it comes down to. There have been several studies done on this topic, many recently. The one I'm looking at today was done in 2016. What it all comes down to is this. Aggressive driving is one of the leading causes of fatalities in traffic today. And since we know that narcissists have no empathy and inflated self-views, not to mention that trademark aggressive factor, is it possible that they are more likely to aggress in driving than other people? Well, the fact of the matter is that according to the studies, basically due to their sense of entitlement and all of those other factors, narcissists might kind of think they own the road a little bit. In fact, the authors of the study I'm looking at today actually stated that in 3 separate studies they looked at before they did their own study, there is a huge correlation between narcissism and aggressive driving. Now, the truth is that aggressive drivers are going to make the road far more dangerous for the rest of us. More than half of the traffic fatalities, as I mentioned, were caused by that fact. But are narcissists actually, as a whole group, more aggressive while they're driving than other people, non-narcissists? That is the question. Narcissists believe they're special. They think they deserve more stuff than other people, more attention, more time, more money, more everything. Definitely better treatment than your average bear. And of course, when they don't get that treatment that they think they deserve, they kind of go ballistic, don't they? They lash out in a very aggressive manner. So they probably think they own the road, right? Do you personally know a narcissist who thinks they own the road? Let me know in the comments. I do. They think they can drive any way they want. If your narcissist is like the ones I've dealt with, very often they're often telling everybody else on the road how to drive like they can hear them anyway, right? But they're kind of critiquing everyone's driving. And if you've ever had the nerve to drive while a narcissist was in the car with you, bet you $10 they criticized your driving. Mine always did. They think they can drive how they want and that everyone else should get out of the way. They think wherever they're going is more important than wherever you're going or anyone else on the road. Are there more narcissistic aggressive drivers than non-narcissistic aggressive drivers? Well, the studies say yes. The studies were completed both in Luxembourg and in the United States. And basically, in all 3 of those studies, after they obtained specific control factors and set up a driving scenario that, included several frustrating elements, they put these narcissists, people who were self-reported narcissists or people who had completed the NPI test, through the driving courses, and basically also people who were not narcissists had those people who were not narcissists also go through the course. Of course, several different measures of aggressiveness during driving as well as road rage were obtained during that process. And in all three of those studies, the narcissism factor, the NPD qualities, all of these things were positively correlated to aggressive driving. In the 2016 study, which was entitled Traffic Psychology and Behavior, there were 205 participants, and each day they drove their regular route to work or school, and as soon as they arrived, they would complete little surveys to kind of see how they felt on their way to work or school. The analysis done over the course of the study, and they found out using a 7-factor scale that was developed back in 1988, that those drivers who had large senses of entitlement and superiority, hello narcissists, were far more likely to experience anger and aggressiveness during their driving. Then they used a 3-factor model, and they found that entitlement, exploitiveness, and leadership and authority would predict that a driver would be angrier. So again, a lot of narcissistic qualities. So those are the drivers who are cutting into traffic, who are cutting you off, who are bumper to bumper with you, who are bright lighting you, honking, threatening, cursing, arguing with you. I actually know one narcissist who used to pull over on the side of the road and physically fight with other drivers. The bottom line is that drivers with low or unstable self-esteem are going to be more likely to be aggressive, and anger is going to be more common in those people about those things. Don't get me wrong, everybody has a day where they're like, oh, I can't stay on the road today, or traffic feels crazy, or whatever. But in general, as an everyday rule, narcissists overall will be more aggressive in traffic than your standard non-narcissist. Basically, this is because narcissists don't like the way other people act on the road. And if anybody acts differently than a narcissist would want them to act, their first response is usually some form of aggression, passive-aggressive or otherwise. Now, to be fair, aggression on the road is a little different than aggression in other places in that even for narcissists, it's usually caused by the situation on the road. Now, certainly if they're already in a bad mood, it's not going to help. But in general, whatever's happening on the road is what's causing them to behave that way, which I think kind of rings true for narcissists in general, because they're kind of, whatever's happening around them, that's how they're reacting to life. If you want to look at this from the standpoint of a regular, everyday average Joe, not a bunch of scientific stuff, think about it this way. How many times have you been in the car with a narcissist, or been even a passenger with a narcissist, and had them kind of road rage or kind of be aggressive to other drivers in ways that almost scared you? I can't tell you how many times I've screamed out during a ride with a narcissist because of their aggressive driving. And I can't tell you how many times I've actually been attacked verbally by a narcissist because they didn't like the way I was driving, even though in previous iterations they may have said I was a good driver. So this brings me to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, have you experienced a negative situation in a car with a narcissist? Do you believe that narcissists are aggressive drivers? And if so, what are your experiences? Share your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences in the comment section below, and let's talk about this. It's kind of an interesting topic and kind of a scary one at the same time. All right, that's all I've got for you right now. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. Make sure you check out the videos in the links above and in the description below for additional help with narcissists in your life. I'll see you soon.
It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.